What's up, guys? The topic SoloQ I kind of want to bring up again, because lately I've been playing games that are just absolutely zero fun for a certain scenario. And just in general, playing with premates, in case you know what premates are. Premates mean people who queue as 2 or 3 players into ranked. That's what's considered a premate, or also 5 as well, of course. And it's just not fun as a SoloQ player to play with those. It's really not. I feel like the skill difference between your duo queue and the enemy duo queue is already quite insane sometimes for trio queue as well. The games become so one-sided, but this game specifically right here, this happened a lot lately. So as you can see, the enemies have a trio queue and a duo queue. My team is 2 duo queues. You can find this on Unite API. There's like a match history. You can always see who was premating or who was playing together, grouped up as a team. And I'm the only SoloQ player out of 10 players. And the game thinks it's fair to match a trio and a duo against a 2 duo and a SoloQ player, which is ridiculous to me, right? Like this is absolute nonsense. And these games always feel so bad to play as well, because if you're unlucky enough, like in this game, if you're unlucky enough and the enemy, premates are on your lane, you're gonna get ganked the entire game, right? Premates always gank each other's lane, so if you're stuck against the trio queue on top path or something, the jungler will always be there, and it's gonna be so difficult for you. If your trio queue is worse as well, you're just gonna get run over. But this is the worst scenario by far. The only SoloQ player in a lobby of 10 players. And in general as well, if you are a high-ranked player, or high-ranked SoloQ player, it's just always, the enemies will always have the better trio queue. For a lot of reasons, right? Because they already have a hard time matching your high points in SoloQ. So I'm currently at like 2,100 points. If I get matched, the enemy premates, enemy duo or trio queue will always be better than mine. Just by points, based on MMR, they will always be superior, just because they try to match out my SoloQ rank. But this happened multiple times now, where I'm the only SoloQ player in a lobby of 10 players. And at this point, I'm like, why are we getting punished this hard? I feel like us SoloQ players, we are for sure the majority of the players playing this game, right? It has to be. And I feel like we're just the only ones that get punished. There's like quests that have to play with other people, but some of us just enjoy solo queuing, right? I just don't want anyone to my team. I just want to go in, play against 10 players also that want to just queue alone. It does always feel a bit less try-hard as well, because, if there's like a trio or something, suddenly like voice comms might become a thing, and people are, talking to each other and stuff, and on Discord or something, and it just becomes a completely different game, which I kind of don't want to play. Like, I like these chaotic solo queue games that are very fun, very unpredictable, and I think these premake games just ruin my experience lately a crazy amount, and I don't know what to do about it. I just don't know why we don't even have even this leaderboard, right? Like, I can never have a high rank on the leaderboard because of 5M premating, and that's a different story as well. What my suggestion would just be, like, I'm fine with duo queues, I think. It's also a bit unfair, and that's another reason why this as well, because duo queues who play Comfey and like Zacian or Urshifu Comfey or Venusaur Comfey, you have no chance. As soon as those people are on the enemy team and they're like a duo queue, and your duo queue picks like Greninja, Cinderace in lane, which can happen a lot as well, you have just no chance of winning. It is picking 2 Pokemon together that have like synergy as a premate up against SoloQ players is such an unfair advantage. I don't even know where to start. It's just so unfair when it comes to like a competitive ranked mode, right? That the enemies can like, choose what they want to play with, of course. And I mean, there should be more synergy as well, but just knowing going into a game, yeah, these two are going to play this together, and you're just not going to have a chance. The countless Zacian Comfays I played against is getting into a ridiculous amount. And this game as well right here, so the enemies have a trio queue, which is like a team that tried to qualify for the EOS Cup. They almost did. So they're like a top European team, 3 of their players. And I had a jungle Blastoise going triple glasses, I think, in jungle or something. I don't remember what it was, but it was nothing great he played. And he took like a long time. Yeah, he played Blastoise with Hydro Pump and Surf in jungle with Potion. And these are the kind of premates I get up against like a team that's actually a team. Like the 3 on the enemy team, they are actually a team that play together competitively. And I'm just sitting here with a Surf, Hydro Pump, jungle Blastoise. This is exactly what I mean when it comes to like the difference in premates. And I'm very sad, because I'm someone who, in my old game, Heroes of the Storm, I was pretty much always, every season almost, I was at least one time ranked 1 on the ladder. And in this game, I literally can't. Like, if I don't play 5-man stacking or 5-man ladder, I can't be ranked 1, which is quite sad. Because it's something I actually used to always go for in my old games, and I really enjoyed doing a lot. and now it's just literally impossible. What are you guys' suggestions for this? I mean, I would just like it to be, I mean, just TryoQ should be gone 100%. I feel like queuing as 3 people is absolutely cheating. You should not be the majority of your team decided before you even load into the game. Straight up. I think it's very, very unhealthy for 60% of the team to already be decided before you even queue up together. I don't think that's healthy. And I think it just makes matchmaking so much more difficult as well. Because sometimes, you know, people who queue up together like similar skill, right? So let's say the enemy team, the TryoQ again is a team, they're pretty high scaled players, right? They're like 2,000, 3,000 points. And then your TryoQ might be like 1,300 or something. And if one of yours is 1,300, the other 2 will probably also be, because people mostly still, you know, the people with the same skill kind of queue up together as a team much more often, right? So just going into a game, one TryoQ is often going to be miles better than the other TryoQ. And it's like that's the most annoying thing as a SoloQ player to deal with. It is so incredibly annoying. Also, again, the ganking part, they only always gank their premates. So if I'm like stuck on a side lane, you never get any assistance from them as well. It never happens. If they have like a Comfey, the Comfey will only sit on the premate partner, go nowhere else. The Blissies only unite with their premate partners, and so on. Like, it just doesn't feel fun to play with. It really doesn't. I think keeping DuQ would be fine, personally. I wouldn't mind it too much. I could also just make it, as soon as you get to like 1,600 points in Master, you can't anymore, right? You can like premate to 1,600 points, and after that, it's all SoloQ based or something. You know, that would be quite nice as well, something like that, so you can play together for the stick gun stuff, and afterwards you have like a SoloQ ladder where you can actually test your skill against other SoloQ players and see who's actually, you know, very good and very skilled when it comes to playing ranked, and then still have like a separate leaderboard as well for teams, right? Because I feel like it's so bad that the leaderboard is 5 stacking and like just all the ranks are in one. Because right now, if you actually check out the leaderboards, the current first place, they're currently kind of abusing the system a tiny bit, and they're sitting at 6k points. And how am I supposed to get there? Like, the upper limit of SoloQ is like 2,200. Getting more than 2,200 in SoloQ is very, very difficult to even be up there. And if you check right now the leaderboard, I mean, I don't know how much it actually is. Like, it's a crazy number those people are on. Check right now. You can see 7,179 points. Like, it's such a joke. And the season's also messed up for them, because they actually, those 5-man premates play against ultra players. They play against trios and duos in the same game as well. So the matchmaking for them is also completely messed up, where it just allows them to just win game after game after game after game, up to 7,100 points now. Like, what even is the point? So this season is just a complete mess already as well. And I'm so tired of the premates in my games. I really just want them to bring out 2 separate game modes, one SoloQ DuQ mode and one team mode. And maybe even have the team mode be something with like, you get points for the World Championship or something if you're like a top 10 team at some point at the end of the season or something. I don't know. Make it different rewards. Make something about it. But please, I just really need the difference between a SoloQ mode or Solo DuQ mode and a 5-man stank. So my suggestion would just be, there's a SoloQ DuQ rank mode that goes until 1,600 points. After that, it's only alone. And have a team. Have a 5 where you can only queue up as 5. And that's it. Or just have a flex mode. You know, League of Legends has something called flex ranked, where you can queue up as any amount. So you can queue up as 1, 2, 3, I think 4, I'm not sure as 4, or 5, and you just get matched against teams, right? So that's also something they could do. So have like 2 different ranked modes. I know they don't want to split up the player base, because it's going to be bad. But if they just make 1 5 and 1 solo, I think nothing is going to happen, right? The 5-6 are still going to play against 5-6, which they normally should be doing anyways. So nothing's really going to change when it comes to that. So I don't understand why that's... I mean, I understand why it's not the thing, right? This game is more meant to be casual. But then it's like not casual at the same time. It always confuses me a tiny bit. It just always confuses me on what exactly the rank mode is supposed to be. They just want people to get to 1,600 points, I think, and then stop playing. I think that's their main goal, right? And they don't care how you get there. They just want you to get to 1,600 points, feel good about yourself because you reach your sticker, you reach all the rewards of the season, and then they want you to stop playing, come back in the next season, buy the battle pass, and so on and so on. I think that's their main goal, which I think is quite bad as well, though. I feel like you should get players to wanting to play the game as much as they can, right? But it doesn't really feel like that. I mean, for some, it's going to take a while to grind to 1,600 points, and the seasons are quite short already. But yeah, this is my biggest wish for Unite still. He's still trying to win the game. I think I have nothing else to talk about, and we sadly lose Rayquaza right here. Could have been a close game. I tried my hardest to win this one with the Hyper Voice Sylveon. It was just not enough. It's just so difficult to play against coordinated premates in solo queue, especially if they're also maybe on voice. There's a high chance the enemies could be on voice, especially for trios, as I mentioned, could be sitting on Discord and talking together, and it makes games so difficult. And yeah, I think, again, the biggest issue I have as well is just how unfair it is being matched against players that, you know, play together. It just doesn't feel fair. It feels like an unfair advantage every single time I go into these matches. And yeah, this game wasn't even close, right? This game, we tried, but man. 13-3k Jungle Blastoise with Surf Hydro Pump. What can you do? Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and let me know in the comments what you think about my suggestions.